This chapter is called Tracking and Measuring What Matters. Why is that important? It's the difference between being a leader and being a manager. A leader is someone that takes the time to pull their team, but does it in a factual way, instead of the manager pushing their team towards a goal in an emotional way. So what I want you guys to kind of understand of this is how you frame it. When you frame it with a focus of improvement and not control, it's a completely different culture. So what I mean by that is if you take a look at your team and you're helping coach them versus criticize them, it is an ability of they will continue to stay coachable. Let's talk about a class I took with Keller Williams. It's called BOLD. They do something called the BOLD Law. The BOLD Law, one of the most impactful BOLD laws is, well, there's two of them. One is don't complain about what you tolerate. And the other one is what you measure expands. So let's first tackle that don't complain about what you tolerate. If you're frustrated with a teammate and you are just mad at them and you want to take it out on them, whose fault is that? That's yours as a leader. You've got to train them up or train them out, one of the two. But you can't keep complaining about the same person on your team or the same processor or the same assistant over and over and over, because at some point it stops being their fault and their problem. It's still their responsibility, but it becomes your fault and your problem as a leader that you're not taking responsibility of that. So remember, don't complain about what you tolerate, go improve it. Don't go criticize it, but go improve it. Number two BOLD law that I want to talk about is what you measure expands. If you laser focus and you measure your lead to app conversion rate, I guarantee you'll get a higher conversion rate. If you measure and you track your pull-through ratio from credit reports, actually TBD approvals or pre-approvals, you will actually improve that. But what loan officers unfortunately measure is that they measure how much their W-2 is and how much their plaque is for how much volume they closed and how many units they closed. We got to get away from that. Us as business owners, you have to understand there's a lot more that you can granularly measure, which allows your W-2 to be masterfully higher and also allows you to maximize your time off. Let's go a little deeper now on criticizing or coaching. So when we talk a little bit more about that and you talk about your team and you talk about the relationship you want to have with them, the healthiest, most successful teams work as hard, if not harder, when the leader is not there as if the leader was there. Why? They've been coached up to work at every role or every step of the process with excellence instead of having fear that the boss is gonna jump their butt for the sake of not doing this right, not doing this right. So when you coach a teammate and you become that leader, it's not criticizing them, but it truly allows them to have a deep dive into their day and what they want to accomplish throughout their day without you having to be there. So in closing, what I want you to understand is the more factual you can be with your team, the more you can track what you have with your team, the more you can truly understand where do they want to go, help them buy in, why do you have to track to be able to get there. What you'll learn and what you'll notice is your team will work harder without you being there than with you just being there.